We're gonna start with the actual items now.
Let's go, Polyphemus. Let's rank.
All right, we're starting Polyphemus.
I looked at the numbers for this, and also and it makes sense. This actually does match up with my experience. I think this is just worse chocolate milk.
See, the problem with Polyphemus is that I already knew you were gonna say that you didn't like it, but I really like it.
I think this is A- at highest, and I think it's actually like one of the most overrated items in the game. This should not be quality 4. It's actually not that good. Okay, it is good. It is good. It's still an A tier item. I'm not going to claim it's a B tier, but it's not that good. It's actually not a damage multiplier. It is in the sense that it does double your damage, but it also more than halves your tier rate. So the overall damage multiplier you get, like damage and tier, or DPS multiplier I should say, the overall DPS multiplier is 0.84, which is not good.
Bro, Victor, you don't have Polyphemus on this DPS test? What the freak?
He does. It's at the top.
Oh, wait, am I tripping? Oh, I am. Lamel.
Yes, third from the top.
17.
So at base damage, it's a lot, and then when you have more damage ups, it's not a lot.
What I care more about is with tiers ups.
Scales with damage, they hit badly.
Well, I don't care about that. So I mentioned this in Discord. With an item like Polyphemus, you don't need to scale well with more damage ups because you have enough damage for the rest of the run instantly, the moment you pick it up. I care more about how it scales with tiers. It looks like it scales pretty good.
The multiplier is the same, slightly worse, but it's the same.
I mean, I don't know. Its DPS is still, with tiers ups, it's still comparable to Cricket's Head. Like you said, it might be worse. Oh, no, you said worse than Chocolate Milk. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think in terms of, well, to be fair though, you also think Chocolate Milk is better than Cricket's Head, so I guess it kind of makes sense. So I'm okay with Polyphemus being. See, I'm okay with Polyphemus being right below Cricket's Head, but it being an A-, I think is going a little bit too hard because like.
Okay, but go further and look at the damage, and then see the multiplier when you get damage ups.
I don't care about that though. Is the thing. Because like you have to understand that basically gets canceled out by the instant insane damage that you get when you pick it up. I care way more about that than the late game slight changes in damage. Because it's the same for every item. The more damage you get, we've mentioned this a million times, the more damage you get, the less benefit you're going to gain. That's just how it works for every item. So I don't care.
We're comparing it to items like Cricket's Head that not only have the same upfront damage, Cricket's Head has more upfront damage than Polyphemus. But then Cricket's Head scales better too because it keeps a consistent multiplier, while Polyphemus does not keep a consistent multiplier. Its multiplier is technically bad, and the real reason that you get a lot of damage is because it gives you a +8 immediately. It gives you a +8 to damage immediately, but it scales poorly. It has 1.24, and then 1.25 when you have tiers. It's weird that it doesn't... It's fine with tiers, but not with damage. I guess it makes sense. You see how Cricket's Head keeps the 1.56, like it keeps the 1.5, but it also has a little bit of damage on it, so it keeps the same rate, but then Polyphemus just falls off, and it becomes a 20%. That's worse than Mulligan.
I'm confused as to where...
The number next to it, that's the multiplier. The 1.24 is the multiplier. The 1.56 is Cricket's Head's multiplier over base damage.
But why would I even look at that when I could just look at the DPS?
I prefer to look at the multiplier because it makes more sense, but you can look at that, that's fine. But yeah, it's doing a lot less damage than Cricket's Head. It's also doing less damage than Mulligan at that stage, I'm pretty sure. Because
on
Mulligan
instant pickup, I would argue Polyphemus is better than Cricket's Head.
No, it's actually not. I mean, you can even go back to the start of the DPS test.
Yeah,
Cricket's Head has high DPS on initial pickup.
I guess that's true. I guess I can't fight that. Maybe it's the piercing. It's something about how it feels.
The semi piercing, because it's like leftover piercing. It doesn't actually.
Right, but it is still nice. It is still nice for room clearing.
But Cricket's Head is just strictly... Okay, maybe not strictly bad, but like, in terms of DPS, Cricket's Head is just...
See, like, I'm okay with putting it below, but I think A- is being too harsh. I don't think it's that much worse. I think I'd put it... I think I'd put it...
Right now we have items like Mulligan, Lump of Coal and stuff in the middle of A- tier, and that's probably where I would put it, around there.
See, like, that makes no sense, because it's not that different from Cricket's Head. It's only a little bit worse. If you want this here, that also means we have to move Cricket's Head down there. That's the way I see it.
Because Cricket's Head is good all the time, while Polyphemus is worse later on.
But not really.
No, yes, really. It's in the DPS test. It's exactly what was shown there. Cricket's Head is way better late game, and it's the same early game. It's just better than Polyphemus by margin.
Is Polyphemus worse than all three of these in the late game?
It's worse than Mulligan in the late game. It's worse than Tough Love in late game. Lumbercoal's a bit weird because it's a like flat damage increase and it's like kind of a synergy item. Lumbercoal is like probably more consistent like throughout its whole like life. But Polyphemus is kind of bad later. It's not bad. I mean bad for like a tier item. It's like bad for an A tier item is what I mean.
I guess in that case we could just plop it right here. I just don't agree. I think the instant benefit from picking it up, and it never feels weak. Like it just never feels weak. It feels significantly stronger.
Weak to me.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It feels very strong. And the DPS test does not really deny an entire tier change. What I will say is before I looked at the DPS, because I'm not just ignoring the data, I'm definitely not. Before I looked at the data, I would have unironically put it there. But I think after looking at the data...
Polyphemus, for me, I have the same issue with Polyphemus. Whatever my issue with chocolate milk was the same issue I had with Polyphemus. The difference is that chocolate milk, the data actually supports it being better, and Polyphemus, it doesn't. Polyphemus actually supports what I originally thought. But chocolate milk just...
The problem is that I still don't think the data proves it to be a whole tier below. I think that's definitely... I just think that's wrong. Like, I just think that's wrong. I don't think it's a full tier below based on that data. So using the data...
I think it is.
Using the data, I would rank it here.
I've picked up Poly on many runs, and it has felt extremely underwhelming.
I just disagree. Every time I pick up Polyphemus, it's instant win run.
No.
I've never had a run lost with Polyphemus, unless it was like a lost run or something. I don't know.
I've had a run lost because of Polyphemus.
It never was because of Polyphemus, it was because of other reasons.
I've had a run that felt strong, and then I think it was a Polyphemus run.
I feel like this
I had
is...
a run that felt strong, and then I got to Beast, and then suddenly my DPS were like terrible, and I don't know what happened.
I feel like...
Sure it was Polyphemus.
I feel like this placement is fair enough since we have a tier change opinion on it. And it being next to these also feels fine. That's
like,
fine.
I will say as well, for my own, like... experience, I would probably also take it over stuff like Mulligan and Tough Love, but I think the only reason I'm doing that is because it's a quality 4 item and it, like, everyone loves this item, and I think that I'm in the wrong for, like, not liking it. In reality, I think if that wasn't the case, if it wasn't quality 4, if not everyone was hyping it up all the time, I also think I would actually just take Mulligan over it. It has never felt that good to me. Well, stuff like Tough Love feels better, but I will agree that on early pickup it is better than those items. So, like, fair enough for, like, it's higher than them. But
see, like, I'm also thinking of stuff like, how does Polyphemus stack with other items? It is literally just a massive damage stat. So this is one of the things I wanted to bring up with Chocolate Milk, but I'm not exactly sure how it works. If you have something like Mom's Knife, wouldn't Polyphemus just do way more damage? Like, way more?
I'm not sure how Chocolate Milk might get overridden by Mom's Knife.
That's what I'm saying. So Chocolate Milk is effectively doing nothing in that case. And I think there's a lot of items that have that issue. So if you have Tech 2, right, you instantly shoot shots. There's no tier issue. Doesn't Polyphemus just give you the insane damage, whereas Chocolate Milk would do nothing?
Yeah, but then if you have any, like, tier spam, like, synergies, Polyphemus makes it way worse. So it's a give and take.
This is where feel of play is coming in, right? Because Chocolate Milk, yes, technically you could spam shots on a tier spam build. Put quite simply, you could just hold the tier button with Polyphemus, even if it is slower.
I mean synergies that rely on having a lot of tier rate. It's like soy milk type of stuff. Me and Wiggly, we're going to make, like, we're going to look into, like, make, like, a small tier list on what items are good with soy milk, which items are bad with soy milk. And that list will basically show us which items in the game care about your damage stat and which ones care about your tier stat. We're going to see where it's skewed. Like, is it more damage or more tiers? Because using that will let us know if soy milk's actually good. And it will also let us know if items like Polyphemus are actually good. Because we'll see if it's like, oh, well, if there's more items that care about damage than tiers.
See, that's what I want to know. Because I think with more items, Polyphemus, it just stacks well.
I'm not sure. I've never been sure. And that's why me and Wiggly need to do that soy milk thing. So we can see,
it's like, the same for stuff like Epic Fetus or Dr. Fetus, or like a lot of these high tier items stack so well with Polyphemus. It's a lot of damage. When you have that high of a damage stat, it's significantly stronger than the ability to charge. Like, this is the ability to charge. This is not technically a damage up. This is the ability to charge. I mean, it's a DPS up, like, it is, obviously. But it doesn't actually change your damage stat. So it does not stack with, I'm pretty sure at least, it does not stack with items like Tech 2, or Dr. Fetus, or Epic Fetus, or Mom's Knife. It doesn't stack with Brim either. So Polyphemus is...
Actually, Chocolate Milk has a Brim synergy that's very good.
Oh, okay, well, never mind then. But you get my point, right? Like, if it does not stack with these other items, then that's pretty insane. Tech 2 Poly goes crazy. Yeah, I agree too, Wiggly. Like, I've had that a few times. I definitely still think I would put Poly here, maybe even above Triple Shot. I could see it. I think it's close. The tests at least show me...
I think it's significantly worse than Crickets.
Well, if you don't think it's significantly worse than Crickets, it should be in the same tier.
I said it is significantly worse than Crickets.
Oh, never mind.
But I can see like top of A minor, like that's fine where it is. I'd probably personally prefer Bloody Lust. I would definitely take Bloody Lust over it.
But Bloody Lust doesn't even work on the challenge characters. Well, it works on Keeper, I guess.
I think it's fine there. Oh yeah, actually another thing I wanted to say, Poly is really bad in runs that get like other tiers down items. Mutant Spider is actually not one of them. Mutant Spider and Poly, it gets rid of the damage multiplier on Poly and gets rid of the tiers down on Poly and just makes it flat damage up, which is fine. For example, if you get like Eve's Mascara and Polyphemus, your tier rate's gonna be really bad. It's not good to get like a really, really low tier rate. So generally items that like increase your damage a lot but lower your tier rate a lot, I think are a bit like they have downside, like potential downside there, because of that. Also, why are you lowering chocolate milk, man?
Well, because when we were re-ranking chocolate milk, I didn't consider all the item overriding, and I think now I'd put it below Mulligan, even with all the data.
I think you're massively overrating how much.
Well, okay, listen, you have to understand, item overwriting effectively makes the item worthless.
I think, on the contrary, you're not considering all of the really good chocolate milk synergies. Like, this goes crazy with Neptunus. It's pretty good with Brimstone. It's good with any soy milk synergies, as I mentioned before. Every soy milk synergy works with chocolate milk.
To be fair, no, you're right. You're right, though. It shouldn't go that low. Maybe I am tripping. But I do think it warrants at least going a teardrop for me, because I wasn't considering that before. So we could just do this instead. Just top
I don't really think you were considering the soy milk synergies.
Oh, I was. There would have to be more synergies than anti-synergies, and I think there's more anti-synergies.
I don't think there are anti-synergies.
An anti-synergy is when it gets overridden. But you're right, that's technically not an anti-synergy. I'm talking about when it gets overridden, because it's effectively a worthless item then.
I just think this item is so much better than Poly. Like, even being, like, close to each other is, like, wrong.
I think it's crazy to put Poly.
I actually think chocolate milk is just better Poly by a margin.
I mean, I don't think so, but at the end of the day, it's still above Poly, so whatever. Let's just move on with that. It's in the same spot. It's a teardrop because I wasn't considering That is a pretty massive point for me. That's probably one of the biggest reasons why chocolate milk doesn't feel that good, because it just does not stack with a lot of the best items in the game. It flat out doesn't.
Have you played the Forgotten with chocolate milk? That goes crazy.
I actually haven't. That might be good. Okay.
It makes the size of the club bigger as you charge it, and it also does a ton of damage.
That's pretty sick. What is this?
Daddy Longlegs?
Daddy Longlegs, a classic. Daddy Longlegs is okay. It used to feel a lot better back in the day. I don't think it got nerfed or anything. I just think it got power crept. It is a good familiar. I actually don't know the damage on this, like, compared to other, like, familiar. I mean, obviously it's really good compared to other familiars, but how much damage is this actually adding to your run, I wonder?
It does a lot of damage. It does 40 damage.
Yeah, I mean, that's killing basically every enemy it stomps on. Does solid extra damage to bosses. This one's a little bit weird. 40 damage every stomp. And I kind of know exactly how long it takes to stomp. This is kind of a feeling-based placement for me, but I think I'd take it on the same level as some of these damage up items, probably.
It feels high, but at the same time, that might just be right. It is very powerful.
It is powerful. I feel like right here makes sense to me.
Delay between stomps is 4 seconds. So 40 damage every 4 seconds.
Oh, and it also, it does a good range, so I know this for sure. If there's a bunch of enemies in one, like, little area, the foot will stomp all of them. Like, it has a solid radius.
It's kind of hard to rank a familiar next to a bunch of damage ups.
It does drop off late game. That's true. However, I think in the early game, when it's really useful, because the thing is that the damage ups also drop off late game. I honestly think in rooms, it never really drops off. Obviously, it'll drop off against bosses. Against enemies, it's still one-shotting enemies throughout the entire run, I think. Besides, obviously, the rooms that spawn bosses.
I think you might have just placed it in the right spot, like, first try.
Let's go!
It doesn't go higher, and it doesn't feel like it should go lower.
I got you, bro. I got you, bro. It's the experience. It's the experience.
I could maybe see like above Peeper, or like maybe slightly higher. I think that like general like lower B+ range makes sense.
I'm okay with above Peeper too. Would you rather do this or this?
Probably above Peeper.
That's fine. Let's just leave it there then.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Is it above Guppy's Paw?
Guppy's Paw has really good highs. Like, really good highs. I don't think like, Daddy Longlegs is helpful with all characters. On Red Heart characters, this is, like, insane.
That's true.
It actually is insane. This is
insane.
Anyway, it causes a little bit of slowdown and spawns some spiders.
It's better than Hourglass because it's less charges and does slow down.
True. So true.
And it slows them down for less time. Anyway, but it also spawns 1 to 3 blue spiders.
Insane. Didn't blue spiders get nerfed for no reason? They used to do 4 times your damage, I think.
They used to do 2.5 times, and now they do 2 times to match with flies.
Never mind.
It's a bit weird. I think that it is...
Just leave it here and move on, please. It's just glowing hourglass with some spiders.
It goes above Monstrous Tooth as well.
Whatever. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. I did it.
Sac Dag. I like Sac Dag. I know for a fact that Turt does not really use orbitals offensively. A lot of people don't. There's no problem with that. This is probably the most offensive orbital in the game. I could be wrong, but I feel like it is.
I'm pretty sure it just is the one that deals the most damage.
I wonder what the DPS on this is.
112.5 damage per second. However, you're not going to be able to have 100% uptime on that because it orbits around you. You can't always hit it. But...
So I think this is really good. I mean, it's just flat out really good in early game. Like, this is like a pseudo mom's knife in early game because you could just like one-shot bosses, like early game bosses. That's not nearly as applicable to do against final bosses unless you have like Book of Shadows or something. I don't think it's that high. It's really, really, really good in the early game, but definitely falls off late game. But it's still an orbital, right? Like, you're getting a lot of damage out of it in the early game.
Shots, yeah.
Yeah, so you're getting a lot of damage off of early game. It's like a pseudo mom's knife. And at the end of the day, it still blocks shots in the late game. So it never really falls off. Orbitals are really good. So I
feel like it's B minus.
B minus I think is wrong. I actually think it's definitely better than Daddy Longlegs.
I think Daddy Longlegs is definitely better than it. I think in terms of early game damage, Daddy Longlegs is way better because there's no risk. And then
maybe
Daddy
you're
Longlegs
right.
is one game just because Sac Dag's an orbital. But Halo Flies is 2 orbitals. I'm just saying.
You're actually so right. Halo Flies should be B+, real talk.
No,
Halo Flies is so good. I always forget that item is too low. It's 2 orbitals! You're so close to being invincible to tears. Borderline.
Not quite.
You may as well.
Perfectly correct where it is.
That's fine.
But I do think that Sac Dag needs to be lower than it. Because, now how much lower? Maybe it's just 1 spot lower. I personally not a huge fan of damage orbitals.
I'll put it this way.
It's probably correct to have it there.
I'll put it this way. Because I'm considering, like, most players here, well, most higher skilled players, I think this deserves bottom A+, for me personally, but I think this feels fair considering everybody. I use this a lot, but maybe that's just me. It just does a lot of damage in the early game, and it can kill enemies that approach you if you have too low damage. I don't know. It's just solid, and it synergizes with
I think
invincibility and stuff.
I think in Afterearth Plus, this was very valid to say is like very good. So in Orbitals got like the biggest nerf from Afterearth Plus Repentance. It's actually crazy. I'm pretty sure every orbital in the game, or almost every orbital, had their damage massively reduced. It actually, I can see on the wiki, literally for Sac Dag in particular, it's half damage. It used to do double the damage.
Damn.
In Afterearth Plus. It is 225 per second.
So,
what?
I'm actually okay with it going below Halo Flies. I think there's definitely runs where I pick Halo Flies over it.
In AB Plus, orbitals did like double damage. They had a bigger hitbox, which is good for blocking shots and dealing damage, and they orbited slower around you, so it was easier to keep them on top of the enemies. They actually got like tri-nerfed in Repentance. It's like a massive nerf. And so I think you need to make sure that you're thinking of the Repentance version of the item, where actually using it to deal damage is not nearly as good as in Afterearth Plus.
No, that's fine then. In that case, let's just leave it here. It feels correct.
Yeah.
Extra soul hearts, Mitre. I mean, what's the % chance on the soul hearts? On the extra soul hearts?
It's every red heart that spawns has a 50% chance to turn into a soul heart.
50%?
Oh no. Okay, no, that's in After Plus. It's 33% chance now.
That's still pretty good. Every red heart has a 33% chance to turn to a soul heart?
Yeah, it's just 33% chance to convert red hearts into soul hearts. I think if you get certain room spawns, like the secret room that has red hearts in them, I think those will still be red hearts because that room like force makes everything.
I wonder how comparable that is to Relic.
I think Relic's better for sure.
It might be like close though. 33% chance is pretty high, and red hearts drop really common.
Bro, is this item like being slept on, or is Relic being overrated? Who knows?
I still think Relic might be a little bit overrated.
I don't. See, Mitre's a weird item because it's like, it's very hard to know when this is doing something. From my experience, which is all I can go off on this type of item, from my experience, it doesn't feel super strong.
Yeah, but I also don't think Relic feels super strong is the thing. Like, I feel like I have a lot of soul hearts with both of these items independently.
How many rooms is Relic? Let me check.
It's like 7 or 8.
7 or 8 rooms. Now, how often are you getting a red heart drop?
That includes hearts spawned from min-maxing a sanity. True.
It is base 15% chance, so you can say 5% chance, so it's 1 in 20 rooms.
1 in 20 rooms. Okay, but that's a lot worse.
Yes. Now, with extra luck, it's going to be a bit better. Also, if you have hearts that just spawn, like if you have a Lover's card, I think it might work on a lot. I'm actually not sure. Wait, do you want to test that? I'm going to test if it works on a Lover's card.
I don't think it does, because I think Lovers specifies red hearts. But I could be wrong.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, definitely not there. Yeah, I do think that, yeah, if hearts are only 15% chance. Now, you might get chance to drop more. I think it would be higher than that, but I think it would definitely be worse than Relic.
I mean, that sounds a lot worse to me. I would be willing to lower it as low as like 2 tiers lower than.
I was getting the feeling of like high B- or low B+.
That does feel quite a bit worse. I want to put it here personally.
Was it nerfed? Yes, it was. So it was 50% in After Plus, and now it's 30%.
Yeah, it might have felt a lot better before. That's why it's kind of hard for me to rank items like this, because I have much more experience in the previous versions.
15% was the chance for a heart to drop out of Room Clear reward. That's what I'm about to ask. A third of those is 5% to get a soul heart from Mitre, basically.
I feel like this feels correct for me.
I'd personally put it at the very top of the tier, actually.
Let's just do that.
I'm fine with that.
Alright, Rainbow Baby.
I don't think it's that great of a familiar, but it's okay.
Rainbow Baby feels weird. Can't it like sometimes just do like insane stuff?
Let me actually, I need to get Brother
What's
Bobby
like the high roll of Rainbow Baby?
Shoots Brimstone, insta clears the room.
Does it actually shoot Brim?
It actually teleports you to the beast and then uses Chaos Card.
True. I'm wondering if this is comparable to Brother Bobby, Sister Maggie, or if it's comparable to something like Demon Baby because of the extra power.
I think it would be comparable to Brother Bobby's Sister Maggie, personally.
Okay.
I think it's literally just taking their effects. It's getting the buff that Sister Maggie got, but it's not getting the Brother Bobby buff.
Mm-hmm.
The Brother Bobby buff is higher fire rate, and it still has bad fire rate. It's probably better than Sister Maggie and Brother Bobby. I think the extra, like, effects, like, sometimes you get slowing tears or charming tears. I think those are okay.
You want to just leave it above them and move on? I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to talk about for that item. I think it's just whatever.
Now, Dad's Key, though. Dad's Key is one of the items that can save you a mark if you get lucky. It opens up Mega Satan door. It obviously is 2-room charge to open all doors. That could be nice. It also opens secret rooms. So, like, honestly, a 2-room charge to open up your secret room with no bomb, that's pretty nice. It's very important to keep noting that this is 2-room charge because that is just really cheap. You could just spam this, like, in a floor.
Yeah.
Basically, when you
get room.
Yeah, when you get this, you're always getting your secret rooms if you're holding it. Obviously, it's still an active item.
Yeah.
That's probably its one negative is that, you know, you have to give up your active slot. Do I think it's better than the shovel? Maybe. I mean, the shovel is literally giving... I value the Mega Satan point very highly. Not needing the key pieces is really useful if you're, like, in the middle of a Devil Deal run, or you don't have the sac rooms, or if you're playing as a challenge character. You can't use sac rooms. Again, you get all the secret rooms, so you're saving all the bombs. You can key out of rooms that are threatening, and you just save keys. Like, you actually just save keys. You could use this on any door to save a key. You open up your shop, you open up your item room. This is like the perfect resource management item. That being said,
there are a lot better items for getting consumables, like even Skeleton Key in the tier below, or Book of Sin even. Now, obviously, this does have the Mega Satan thing, which is nice. I'm not sure how much weighting I want to give that personally. I'll probably give it a little bit, but I more care about the actual, like, function for, like, streaks. You're gonna hate me. I would put it in, like, D tier or something.
That's crazy. That doesn't actually make any sense because it's just better. It's just better than Notched Axe.
Yeah, it is. So I would put it in C tier now that you mention it. I think I thought that Notched Axe was a bit too high though, but that makes sense actually. You are right, it is just better than Notched Axe. D tier was like an approximate placement for me, so yeah, I think it is actually more C minus if I'm looking at other things.
I see the logic behind Shovel. So like the thing is that if you get both these early game, Shovel's definitely better. But like you could just like give yourself an extra mark with Dad's Key when you pick it up. Maybe you're right. Maybe I was overrating it too much. I probably was overrating it too much. I think it's more valuable overall than Blue Candle. Because the damage from Blue Candle is nice. And it is great early game. Like, Blue Candle is definitely, like, one of the best active items for the early game.
I actually think, and maybe it's because I really am obsessed with blowing up shopkeepers, but I actually think the breaking shopkeepers, just that, probably...
See, the thing is that if that's the only reason why you think Blue Candle's better, it makes no sense. Because you're saving so many bombs with Dad's Key.
No, it's not. Blue Candle's a good damage active too.
That's true.
And it breaks. And it breaks that. Like, I'm saying, I think just the shopkeeper thing is already comparable, but that's before even considering the Blue Candle.
The thing is that it's not comparable, though, because you save so many bombs from the secret rooms that you just can use that on the shopkeep anyway.
Okay, but I can save a bunch of bombs by not using them on shopkeeps that I can then use on the secret room.
I guess, but it's not equivalent, because there's way more secret rooms than there are shopkeeps.
No.
Yes. Hello?
No, there's the same amount because there's a shopkeep in the secret room, but there's also one in the shop, so you're getting.
There's not. Wait,
like,
is this a later man or throw? Is there a shopkeep in every single secret room?
Sometimes multiple. Actually, very often times multiple.
Is it really that? I know that obviously they spawn in there, but I didn't realize it was.
Unless you get a greed fight, I think it's actually. I think as long as you don't get a greed fight, there is guaranteed to be a shop, at least one shopkeeper. Often enough, you'll get multiple shopkeepers that aren't even in the range of one bomb, meaning you kinda will get all of them, and a bomb wouldn't have. I think Book of Sin's just better in terms of consumables.
I mean, I love Book of Sin, but I think that's just wrong.
Someone made a good point. You get boss challenge items with this. That's actually a very good point. Very, very good point. I was overlooking that. Okay, that actually automatically makes it better. That actually automatically makes like a tier better for me. You just open boss challenge rooms.
Yeah,
that's
it's
a good
true.
Point.
You open any door.
That's true. You can just open up the...
Like, you can open up anything. Also, on the 2 lock doors, I'm pretty sure it just automatically opens it. You don't need to use 2 keys on that.
It does. And I'm willing to give the Mega Satan thing a bit of waiting. Even though I'm more streak oriented, I'm still gonna... It is obviously still a big point of the item that you can just open the Mega Satan door.
Yeah.
No, actually, I agree with C+, now that the challenge room thing was mentioned. That's actually a big point for me. Because, like, for streaking, that is hugely relevant because that's just free boss items every second floor. With no risk. Because normally the risk of the boss challenge room is you're on 1 health, but not with Dad's Key. So... That's actually a very, very good point.
Would you put it above Blue Candle?
Yeah, I would now.
Do you think we leave it there, or do we bring it any higher?
I actually can justify putting it higher now. Where would you want to put it?
Personally, I think you get more benefit out of it than 1-up for sure.
You need to remember this in active, though. I'm kind of thinking of it as like, oh, it's a boss item every 2 floors. But that's not true, because it's an active.
The thing is that this is one of those actives that I'm perfectly fine with keeping the entire run.
I'm not.
I am okay with it. Like, it's a get out of jail free card. That's why that card is called that, because that's what this does. Like, every 2 rooms, you could just like get out the frick of a room. So you take the wrong path, you could just get out. Like, if you're in one of those really hard chest rooms, like with all the millions of like hard bosses, you just leave. It's only 2 rooms. Like, why not? This is not bad into the late game. Like, it's not that bad.
I think Pinking Shears is too high, and Pinking Shears should be at the top of C+ instead. And then I think Dad's Key can maybe be at the top of C+ above Pinking Shears, and then we leave it like that.
That's fine.
Is Dad's Key really better than Book of Belial? Am I throwing?
It's the room charge for me, but that does feel weird, you're right. How about we move Book of Belial to the top?
Okay, put Skinny on above as well.
I'm okay with this.
I think I'm okay with this. Hey, whoever made the point of getting challenge rooms just massively swayed me on that item.
It's really good.
I forgot about the challenge room aspect. That's huge for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stem
Stem cells. It is HP and shot speed, but no one cares about shot speed. So where are the HP ups? We put it above Rotten Meat.
There you go.
Okay, next item.
By the way, mostly detrimental. I know we said off stream that we want to rename this tier mostly detrimental, because saying an item is flat out detrimental is technically never true. Like, even an item like TM Trainer, technically it's not 100% of the time detrimental, right?
Technically with TM Trainer, you could get a really good glitch item and win the run.
It's true. Technically, every item is not always detrimental, so I think renaming it to mostly detrimental makes more sense.
I'm not even kidding. If TM Trainer gives you a glitch item that has the missing poster effect on it, because missing poster is a trinket, the game doesn't know that it has to get rid of your item when you die. So if you get a missing poster TM Trainer item, you actually can't lose, because you will always revive as the last when you die.
That's
you
kind of
actually
hype.
have infinite lives.
That's kind of hype, actually.
TM Trainer can be busted. It can be.
So yeah, I think saying mostly detrimental makes the most sense. You already said earlier you're gonna do soy milk tests. I think most of the time soy milk is detrimental, but that's just how I think about it.
I could see it, and then I could also not see it. It depends. I need you to.
Yeah.
I need you to.
And basically, just in more runs, is it more harmful than good? Like, it literally, if it is more than 50% of the time good, then it's good enough to at least be trashed here.
I consider more of a expected value. So if it's like really, really, really bad sometimes, even if that time is not 50% of the time, I would still consider.
I also agree with that too. Like, if it can ruin an item, like if it can ruin a run, then I'm gonna weigh that more.
If it's only bad 20% of the time, and then the other 80% of the time it's like, okay, no, if it's like really bad, really bad, like 20% of the time, and then the rest of the time it's like only okay, I would say that's mostly detrimental. Like, I would weigh that up. But yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
Okay, so Slap Machine's a bit of a weird item. I don't think it's it's weird because, like, I want to just slap it here, but I think that's wrong. I think it's probably at least at the top of trash, because I just feel like, even though it's so I'm about to say it, it's so niche, The payouts are the same as a slot machine, right?
Yeah, but it can't explode.
Exactly.
It's actually a better money sink than a slot machine. It's just better as a money sink.
Can it spawn pretty fly? Can it spawn pretty flies?
Rate is higher. Wait, hold on. Wait, it's actually better than a slot machine payout.
Is it really?
Wait, real lucky flip hard, it has 76% chance to be nothing. Wow, no, the payouts are a lot better. Normal slot machine has a 76% chance to do nothing. Portable slot only has a 57.6% chance to do nothing. Wait, the payouts are like twice as big.
Oh, wow.
Wait, the payouts are way better. Like, this is way more efficient for money.
Do you still get pretty flies?
Yeah, and pretty fly normally is 0.78, but with portable slot, it's 1.57.
Wait, maybe this is a crazy late game money sink. If you don't, like, if you get this...
That's what I always think. I'm like, oh, this item is so good for late game. I am never in that scenario. It never happens. Because when are you ever taking this item late game? You're
never. I think the idea that I'm thinking of for this item is it spawns late game, and then you just put all your money into it and then drop it back for your other active item.
But like, what even floor would that need to spawn on? Like, if it spawns on depths, you're not going to want to waste all your money because you still have the shop.
Well, no, after that. Obviously, you do it after. Like, I'm talking womb.
But how are you going to get it in womb?
Arcade.
To appear on like chest floor.
Well, doesn't it?
If it appears in chest.
Wait, am I tripping? It does spawn out of a slot machine, right?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Why am I thinking that?
This is a shop item.
It's just flat out a shop item?
I think it might be item room as well. No, it's just shop. It's actually just shop.
It cannot spawn from a slot. So yeah, I mean, if it can't spawn womb, then we can't really consider that.
It can spawn it can spawn with beggars actually, and you can play a beggar and get portable slot. That's valid.
Okay, fair enough. These are very specific scenarios. So yeah, it makes sense why we never really got much benefit out of this, because it's just hard to justify having it in the late game.
It's so I think theoretically, if active items didn't exist and this was the only active item in the game, then it would actually be alright because it's a good late game money sink. But that never happens because active items
you're almost always gonna have a better active. I wonder if it's still trash or if the higher payouts make it like top of E-. You know what? It seems way better than Bumfriend, but maybe that's just because I think Bumfriend is mostly detrimental.
The different. Put Bumfriend back where it was.
No. We still have to test it. I let you have it for one stream, so now this stream we can leave it here.
Sure.
Let's go. Mostly detrimental Bumfriend. Anyway.
You have it for one stream where you want it, okay? Okay, basically, we're gonna test, just so anyone who wants to know, we're gonna test Bumfriend later. We're gonna actually find out, I'm gonna find out what his payout rate is. I'm gonna find out how often he takes coins that you were trying to get. And we're going to find out if, on average, he's actually better or worse. Because he actually could, I've been considering it more, he actually could be mostly detrimental in terms of definition.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. So we're gonna put him here temporarily, because, whatever, Matt can have it for a stream, it's fine.
Let's go.
And then, probably next stream, or maybe the stream after that, so at some point, I would have done a test. And now people are saying first detrimental, and that's not true. Maybe you should put it back, because our first detrimental needs to be the actual first detrimental. We're not sure if this is the first detrimental yet.
It could be.
Yeah, but we don't know yet.
The thing is that this is the first item. Okay, what I will say about it is that this is the first item that could be detrimental. No other items in the list could be detrimental. So I think it's okay for now.
Fair enough. You know what? I actually think that position for portable slot is correct. Someone's saying that they don't think they think the other E- items are better, and I disagree. I think Dead Bird is borderline useless, so is Infestation.
I think there's a very...
Is okay, but at the same time, portable slot could at least, you could theoretically have a shop on depth 2 that has a portable slot and basically nothing else in your shop, and you're on depth 2 and you have nothing to do with your money, you just spam it, you get a pretty fly. And a single orbital, if you get a single orbital from this is actually okay.
Actually, yeah.
So
I think for the very niche scenario where you sink all your money into it and you get one pretty fly, maybe 2 if you have 99 coins. It's really good in that scenario.
Not bad. So I think it's fine there.
That's fine. Holy Water, one of the biggest buffs an item ever received. This item used to be complete dog water.
It used to be an on-hit combat item, and all of those are bad. And now it's no longer an on-hit combat item. And
it unironically used to be right here.
I would have put it in E- next to Dead Bird and Infestation, probably below them though.
Yeah.
That's where I would have used to put it. It's this level. But now it's actually good. How good though? How good is the question?
I think it's solid.
Insane.
Insane. I think it's solid. It doesn't work on flying enemies, right?
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's really good in the early game.
Because if you have BF, it spawns a blue fire in the middle of the puddle, and that can hit flying enemies.
It's really good in the early game. Kind of falls off late. It's fine against enemy rooms at all times.
Yeah.
Pretty solid into enemies, honestly, because the puddle,
the
creep.
Bosses, because the creep actually petrifies enemies now, which is kind of good. And it still works with bosses occasionally.
Yeah, I mean the petrify is really nice. The creep, maybe I put it here. Here. Is that too high?
I don't think it's too high. I could actually argue higher.
I think a Tears Up
is in this.
I think a Tears Up is
tier.
better for sure.
Is it though?
I think so.
I actually don't think it is. Wait, I think early game, I would rather have Holy Water than a Tears Up.
Well, I
for
agree,
sure.
but I think the difference is not that massive for early game.
No, I think Holy Water early game is a fair bit stronger than a Tears Up.
Maybe, but the thing is, okay, when you're comparing a Tears Up to Holy Water, you're right. Holy Water probably does nuke things a lot better in the early game. The Tears Up is still really good in the early game and way better in the late game.
Whereas game, what's likely to happen is you have enough Tears Ups that you've hit the cap.
No, here's the thing. Like, I've said this before. The thing with the tier cap is that I feel like on average, you always get close to the tier cap. I think more than 50% of the time you don't hit the tier cap, but you come close. So I don't think that, not very commonly do you just like, it's common enough for you to hit tier cap and then Tears Ups are useless then, but it's not like that common.
I think I would put this near the top end of B-. I'm looking at like above or below Mitre or like above or below Halo Fly, stuff like that. But I've been looking at that top B- range for this. I think we know that it's in this tier because you're putting it at the bottom of the tier and I'm putting it at the top of the tier, so it's somewhere in this tier.
You know what, I tell you what, how about right here?
Yeah, I'm completely fine with that.
Fate gives it's a flying item.
Heart, and that's it. It's literally just Transcendence plus an Eternal Heart on it. So it's interesting. The more I look at Lord of the Pit, the more I think like the speed synergizes quite well with flight. So I think it is less than Lord of the Pit. Now personally, just keep in mind, I would have all of these flight items a bit higher, and I would have Lord of the Pit like a bit higher. It's weird because like all of these flight items are in the wrong spot in my opinion. So it doesn't make sense for me to compare it to these because it just doesn't really make sense. But it's like I don't know. I don't know what like Mana thinks of having an Eternal Heart versus having speed upgrade, but I would probably put it around where Lord of the Pit is. I think when you get flight plus upside type items, I think it's usually the flight doing the heavy lifting, and the extra upside is not super relevant. I know everyone disagrees when it comes to Spectral. I personally don't think Spectral's that much better. Like, I would put like all of these flight items like high-end B+, or like even low-end A-. That's where I would put them all, so they wouldn't be that different from Spirit of the Night. Basically, okay, this is obviously better than Transcendence, and Lord of the Pit is just Transcendence plus speed. So do you think an Eternal Heart is better than 0.3 speed?
No. I don't think an Eternal Heart, when you're this high into the list, is really that helpful.
I agree. I was saying that before. I think all of these flight plus upside items are not that much better than just flight, including Spirit of the Night. But I can see why Spirit of the Night is like higher in people's estimation. But I think most of these flight plus upside items are really just, they're good because they're flight. So they should be close to Transcendence.
I think it's actually only just one spot higher because it's just flight with an Eternal Heart. An Eternal Heart is nice on a Red Heart character. It's not great either. It's just nice. And it's okay on a Soul Heart character and does nothing for challenge characters. I think it's exactly one spot higher, and that's it. I think the speed up from Lord of the Pit is vastly more run-saving potential.
Yeah, when you need the speed, it's really good.
Like, it actually could save your run, whereas I think it's so unlikely that the one Eternal Heart will save your run.
I think you're right. It's just kind of convenient, and it's like,
just
whatever.
okay. It's fine.
Is run saving sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm fine with that.
Black Bean, you get hit and it toots.
Yeah, but it got buffed, and now it does like a lot.
Really?
Like it does like a chain. It does like 4 or 5 of them.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's still not that good, but it did get it is better than it was before. It's not 1 toot anymore. It is. Yeah, it's 5 times. Wait, I need to show you in game. You kind of need to see it to believe it.
Yeah, I can't even like imagine it.
Get ready for insane, okay?
Insane tier.
Oh, those enemies don't do damage.
Wait.
Oh, okay. This is a decent buff. The fact that it leaves the gas cloud behind. Oh, it pushes the enemies back as well.
You know what? It doesn't seem that bad.
It kind of still is. It's an on-hit combat
It's still an on-hit combat, but like... Honestly, would I rather have that or anything in E+? I think I'd have it above Pageant Boy.
I would rather have money,
That's
but
fair.
I would put it above...
That's fair.
I'd put it above Unk.
No, I think it's definitely better than Scatoli. Scatoli to me... Scatoli to me...
1/3 flight.
I guess. The flight's the only reason, though. I think the effect of Scatoli is so pointless.
It's good on Ascent. It's actually good on Ascent. It just turns off all of the fly Ascent enemies.
This is probably fine. That actually seemed like okay. If I had it, I would notice it whenever I get hit in the enemy room, and it's just like, nice.
Yeah, nice. It's definitely better than... Is it better than Deadbird? Yeah, it's fine.
It's definitely better than... No, it's definitely better than Deadbird. I'm so confident about that, actually.
I think it is, yeah.
The poison clouds are nice, and it knocks back all the enemies away from you.
It knocks back shots as well. It's the same like effect as like regular bean, where it knocks back shots and enemies, but you get 5 of them on hit. It leaves behind a little poison gas cloud, so if anything walks in that after you've done it, they'll get poisoned.
Victor said Pageant Boy is sometimes clutch. I actually agree with that. Can we move Pageant Boy like right here?
Yes, because I was originally saying it was higher than poop, and you guys were saying poop's better.
I think it was just because of the hype of poop.
Yeah, that's a meme placement, so I'm happy it's up now. And I agree with Pageant Boy being higher. Sometimes you get nickels from this, and money is money. It's
because when you get this like from a boss item, like sometimes that's the money you need for the shop.
Higher. Yeah,
you know what? You know what? I think it should be above Loki's horns.
Nah, it should be below treasure map. Like I'm actually still thinking it might be E+ tier, but at the top of B+. But it should definitely be below treasure map.
Let's leave it right here then, since I think it's Loki's
it should definitely be below treasure map. Like I think it's a tier lower.
But I think it's above Loki's horns. Okay. White horse.
It's a white pony, man.
White horse.
I've even played this game.
White
oh my
horse.
God, this guy.
Okay, wait. This is still 2 room.
Regular pony.
Wait, this is 2 room charge, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an active item that gives you flight. I actually think this is a solid active item. Obviously,
it's really bad. It's worse than regular pony.
For sure.
Regular pony is 2 room charge to give you passive flight while you're holding it, and also you can do a dash. And white pony is 2 room charge. It gives you passive flight while you're holding it, and you can do a dash. And the dash also does like a crack the sky effect and everything, so it's clearly worse.
Clearly. Okay, I actually think so. We ranked crack the sky like way lower. We were originally gonna rank it way higher, but then like it was like literally the item that we both were convinced for like a little bit that it was really high, but then like kind of noticed that it kind of sucks.
Who cares? So the good thing with regular pony is that you got free costumes, you got flight, you got like a bunch of things. But the regular pony dash is not really good for combat. This is also good for combat.
This is really good for combat, I'd argue. So
it's everything that regular pony does, but it's good for combat too. It's like okay.
I'd like to emphasize for big rooms, you charge this instantly. You use this on every big room and just sweep through the entire room and just like nuke all the enemies in the row.
I'm not a huge fan of combat items in general, so.
Well, that's fair, but at the end of the day, it's combat and it's flight passively.
Oh, you know, I like it for passive flight. I just wonder how good this is.
Yeah, I mean, it spawns a lot.
At the bottom wall. How?
Yeah, it has a big hitbox. Look at this. Look, you just broke everything there. This is what I mean. It's a big hitbox. You're killing everything without even shooting right now. Look at this. You have yet to shoot. Now, granted, this one's to be fair, you probably could have aimed that better, but yeah. That one's hard. But either way, like even if you do miss everything, like you're gonna hit some things, and then it'll just instantly charge in a big room like this.
On the boss. Wow.
I mean, yeah, it's really good against bosses. I actually think you could probably like do solid damage to like a womb boss with it. Oh, specifically Mom's Heart. That was pretty good.
Whoa.
That was pretty good.
Good. That's pretty good. Okay, here's the thing though. For a combat item, that's already like alright. But it's not just a combat item. It's also passive flight.
And it's like please keep in mind that it's 2 room charge. You use this in rooms as well. Yeah. Like, most combat actives, you have to save them for the boss. This one you can just use like all the time. And guess what? If you you know what? This synergizes crazy with 9 Vault. Every single room you just use this.
I just this is kind of fun to spam.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's also invincibility. Yeah.
You can enter a curse room for free with the flight, and then you can leave with the dash. So this is free curse rooms.
So free curse rooms, free killing all the bosses up to womb. Like I feel like you kill every boss up to womb like in one shot. You probably don't kill Mom, and you might not kill the womb 1 boss in one hit. But
I've been testing on Mom.
I kind of want to see like a Depths 1 boss.
Wow.
That's half of her health bar, dude. Like, that's crazy.
Again, like, okay, if this was all the item did, like, if it didn't give you flight, if it didn't...
Let me put it this way. If you have...
to minimum 1.5,
let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. You have battery, you just one-shot her, basically.
Yeah.
You actually do.
Yeah, if this was just that effect, and there was no flight, there was no speed increase or anything, I would say it's like, whatever. But it's a minimum of 1.5 speed, and 1.5 speed is all you need for a run. That's actually all you need. So it's guaranteeing your speed is good. It is flight, it's free curse rooms, and it does half the damage to Bob. Like, that's just like extra. It didn't even need that.
What can you do? Can you do a depth 1 boss? Can you do a depth? Can you do a depth 1 boss? I want to see if it one shots.
Not quite. Less than I expected.
Yeah, less time.
I think this boss is kind of tanky though.
Yeah.
Why am I thinking
Still good damage though.
But yeah, I mean, I think the damage is just extra on top of all of the passive effects you're getting.
Here's the thing. I already think its effect is actually close to Book of Shadows, but then it also passively gives you flight, so it's definitely better than Book of Shadows in my eyes.
I think that's overrating it, to be honest.
You think so?
I don't think the beam effect is as good as Book of Shadows.
I'm talking. I mean more so the invincibility.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I think the activation of it is not as good as Book of Shadows.
Like overall, it's 2-room charge. You use it so much more.
It's better for combat. It is more spammable. It's not good on blood donors. It's not. I don't think it's good into like late game bosses. While Book of Shadows, you are right that if you get like the right synergies with Book of Shadows,
I guess
it's
you're
kind of
right.
immortal.
I guess you're
And
kind of right.
I personally, I think it's worse than Book of Shadows, and I would have Book of Shadows lower than where it is. But also, this item is extra things on top of it. I think it probably goes in B+.
See, like, this is one of the items where it's like, when I get this, I always keep it the entire run. I actually don't think of...
I can see that.
I don't think there's many times where I pass on this item. And that's saying a lot for an active item. Like, it gives you flight, it gives you speed, it gives you a solid active item effect, considering it's 2-room charge. You use this in, like, so many rooms. And one-shot early game bosses. It's just really good. Like, unlike Crack the Sky, which is a little bit unreliable with its beams, you aim the beams.
You actually know exactly where the beams are going. They're always straight on your path.
And free cursed rooms.
And they have a kind of wide hitbox. Like, there were a few rooms there where I wasn't that close to the enemy and the beams still hit it.
I really want it A- personally. I just feel like that feels correct. Like, low A-.
I'm just wondering, like, we have Pony where it is in B-. Is the beams really enough to make it 1.5 tiers higher?
I think so. Because the difference...
That's closer to 2 tiers higher.
The difference is so obvious to me, and it's the fact that the beams are actually a solid active item effect. Like, it's solid. I'm not saying it's...
Again, I think if you got rid of the flight and everything, then the active item effect is...
Duh. But yes, obviously. But I'm saying, okay, look, the beams themselves are aimed, and you are effectively one-shotting all the early game bosses. You are dealing half of Mom's health bar with a 2-room charge item, which you could effectively do even better with battery synergy items. Or you have, this item is also crazy with habit. You get hit twice, and then you get to use it again. Like, the beams just do a lot of damage. And it's such a low charge rate that I absolutely think it's worthy of a 2-tier change. Because the difference is, this is just flight in my eyes. This is a room clear nuke, along with flight.
Yeah.
Like, it room clears, and you can use it for free on big rooms, and it OHKOs early game bosses and does a lot of damage to late game bosses, and is actually good against final bosses if you have battery synergy.
I don't think good against final bosses, like, ever. Like, I could go back to my test. I don't think it's doing much.
Give yourself 9 volt and habit.
Let me just check the wiki real quick. Does this scale your damage? It does 4 times your damage plus a flat 28. Okay.
I didn't even know it scaled with your damage. That's awesome.
Let's give, like, a few pentagrams.
Wait, that means it's going to do even more to Mom, then. Because you had base damage.
True, actually. That was not a fair comparison. We need to try that again.
That's actually crazy. I didn't know it stacked with your damage. Wait, that was the damage it was doing with base damage. That's kind of crazy.
It doesn't do that much extra. How did that? Okay, I knocked the wall. That's why.
To be fair, I didn't see how much it did originally, but
it did half originally, and now it's doing like 66% or something.
That's nice though.
What do you want to? Okay, I was gonna test Mother.
So just like whenever you get hit, it's just like it'll charge. I mean, look, like it just is. I mean, it's pretty good damage, yeah.
Although, the thing is, every time I'm using it, I'm guaranteed getting hit. Okay, I need to actually let this attack play out.
That is true. But, like, it's just a solid amount of damage, like, that you're getting multiple times in the fight. Like, let's say you have a whole health bar. Like, that's a lot of extra damage that you're doing for free.
Oh, come on. I just want it. Okay, this is annoying.
But look, you could even use it there to kill all the enemies.
I could.
I was aimed pretty poorly, but yeah.
Finish our attack, please. I want to try it, because, like, I've been dashing into her, like, because...
I want to let you know, I've literally never seen that Mother attack, like, in my life. With the enemies.
And if you do like that, you won't take damage, and... Oh, I don't have a charge now. If you do it like this, you won't take damage, and...
Like, it's just solid. Like, this is on top of your tiers, obviously. Obviously, it's like, you're not attacking with only White Pony. It's just a nice damage addition to what you're using, right? Like, look how much damage that does.
Around 1/8 of her health.
Yeah, it's solid. Like, it is solid. It is not bad. So this is kind of what I mean. Like, the pony, the difference between the pony is very obvious to me. Because the pony is only flight in my eyes, and free curse rooms. This is actually good at clearing rooms. Like, it actually is good the entire run for clearing rooms because of the low charge rate. And it, like, does good damage to bosses throughout the entire run. Less good against final bosses, for sure. But if you have the synergies for it, it's not bad. It really isn't. So I'm completely satisfied with having it the entire run. So anyway, don't think of this as just flight, because it actually, like, the thing is that, yes, it's flight. But it's so much better than pony. Like, it is obvious to me. You actually...
It's doing, like, an eighth of Mother's health, which is not a lot.
But it's something.
But if you can use it multiple times, that's like a quarter of a health.
Okay, but I'm not even talking about the final bosses. I value this much more as you're basically, like, stacking Necronomicon on top of it. As well, which is everyone's favorite item. But it actually does way more damage than Necronomicon against bosses as well, which is really relevant.
I would still say it's not quite a minus, but I think it's high B+.
If it's at least above all the flight items, I'm okay with that. How about just top of B+ and we move on?
Real quick, I actually think Forget Me Now, I mentioned it earlier, I think Forget Me Now should be A-.
Fine. Okay.
I think it being B+, Victor said maybe we have regular pony too low, and I could kind of see it.
That might be true. It is still nice. You get the free curse rooms, you get flight, good speed. That being said, I still don't think it's comparable to white pony. Like, it sounds stupid, because I know the only difference is the beams.
I agree, it's a big difference.
Right. I don't think it's...
not, like, many tiers, right? Maybe put pony, like, above Skeleton Key.
That's fine. This is fine, I think.
For a mid B+, you don't value the beams that highly. I also don't value the beams that highly, but I think Mana might have a point.
You just
I'm
spam
not sure
it.
if the beams are that much better.
No, but it actually just is, though. You nuke rooms, and you nuke early game bosses, and you do solid damage to late game bosses. Like, it's actually okay as an active item to keep.
I think one reason this item doesn't feel as good to me is the context you pick it up in, but we're not ranking pickup context. With the context you pick it up in, you get it in womb, and by then I usually have enough speed and I have enough flight and whatever. While with regular pony, I usually don't have that stuff, and therefore regular pony feels better. But if we're not ranking pickup context, which we aren't for this list, we're just ranking how the actual items are compared to each other, like which one would you take, then I think if you get this like earlier on the run, then this is like amazing.
Oh, it is. It just is.
I think with context, it doesn't feel as good, but I think if you're not counting the context, then it's very good.
I mean, this can still spawn besides the boss item, right?
No, it's only from Conquest.
Really? It's only from Conquest.
In Womb 1. It has to be Womb 1.
Well, here's the thing.
It's very rare because
here's
Womb
the thing.
2, you don't have a
It
boss.
seriously can never spawn anywhere else besides Conquest.
Yeah, item pool, none. The only other spot is Death Cert. You can take it from Death Cert.
If that's the case, I do think we should count context. It actually cannot spawn anywhere else.
Yeah.
In that case, maybe it is a little bit worse. That being said, even in Womb, because obviously I'm going off of my own experience with the item, obviously I must have only had it in Womb, which makes sense, because I feel like I only remember the late game with it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. All of those tests, like against Mum, like how much damage, that's never relevant. Like, it's actually never gonna happen unless you Archie or unless you take it from Death Cert.
That being said, I still value the room clearing quite a bit, but I will lower it because it cannot spawn earlier.
I was thinking of lowering it anyway, so yeah, I think it makes sense. We just lower it.
I still feel like, though, even though it isn't active, I still feel like it's more valuable than Lord of the Pit. I actually do. Like, I still think the beams in Womb onwards are still really good room clear. And by the point of Womb, you're gonna have battery items from the shop in the earlier game. Like, at least one. I don't know, I feel like that feels correct. But it is still true that it's an active. I'm okay with it being below Lord of the Pit, but definitely not below Transcendence. That's just so wrong. I was
about to say, just put it below Lord of the Pit and then stop. So I think the fact that you said that already, I think we just leave it there.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
We get that.
Wait, we made Sacred Heart? I didn't even realize this was so close. Okay, so let me start with this one. I did a stream where I tested both Godhead and Sacred Heart because my theory about Godhead was that it was... We're not at Godhead yet, but my theory is that those items are much closer than people think. Everybody looks at Sacred Heart and thinks, oh yeah, this item is significantly better than something like Godhead, or Sacred Heart is, it's just one of like the super high tier items. How about you list off its descriptions? What does this item do?
Oh, you want me to? Okay, everything. This item is like, it's nothing like too groundbreaking.
No, it's just okay.
A good thing.
Just okay, you know?
So grants 1 red heart container and fully heals you.
Wait, heart container insane.
2.3 times damage multiplier, +1 flat damage, negative 0.4 tiers. It's slightly increased. It's not a big deal. It's not much. It's not a multiplier. Down shot speed, grants homing. Basically, it's a lot of damage and it's homing and it's a full heal and a red heart container.
So
and it's just really good.
I would like to say right now, without the homing, it's actually probably just A+, honestly.
I would agree.
I think the homing on top of all that is crazy. Basically, you're giving yourself a better Cricket's Head on top of homing, which are right here. So combine Cricket's Head and homing and some other effects, and you got this insane item. I think it also stacks into every single other item. I see some people saying, is it top 5 though? I'm of the opinion this and Godhead, which we haven't reached yet, maybe it's a spoiler, deserve top 5, but we have to do more tests. I would prefer that we leave it top 5 for right now, and then we can move it back down if other items prove better.
Well, lucky you. Actually, I won't spoil the top 5 yet. I won't spoil it. I'm not going to say what my top 5 is already. Godhead barely doesn't make the cut. There's one item I need to test if it's top 5 or not, and I haven't done that test yet. Assuming that item is top 5, then Godhead won't make the cut. If that item is not top 5, then Godhead will make the cut. But the item that makes the cut regardless, as number 5, is Sacred Heart for me.
Well, there you go.
It makes it as number 5, or it's number 4. It depends if that other item is in top 5 or not. But this does make it for number 5. I'm willing to have it top 5. It might change, but this is my number 5.
Victor also says 1/3 Seraphim. Can't believe you forgot about that. Ay.
Wait! That's my top 1. That's
Top 1. That changes literally everything. Better than Death Cert, honestly. Does Death Cert have a chance on pickup to give Seraphim? I don't think so.
No,
Anyway.
it doesn't. That's true.
So the thing that makes it comparable to Godhead, to me, is that they both have homing. When I was doing my test stream with those two items, I noticed something. I noticed that if you have, because I picked up Genesis at some point, and I noticed, even though my draft for that Genesis run wasn't very good, I'm not really counting my Genesis draft at all for that, but what I did notice is that I would actually never use Genesis if I have either Sacred Heart or Godhead. I think if you have one of those two items, you never use Genesis. I think that's a throw. I think these two items are significantly better than Brim, Knife, and Epic Fetus, that it deserves a tier change. I think
It's
they're
kind
that
of
good.
weird how good Sacred Heart is, because you look at it and it's like, well, it's just a lot of damage and homing. It can't be that good. No, it is that good.
It is
that good.
it actually mitigates the difficulty of the game. So that's why I think that was like a realization moment for me. Because I originally had Genesis in top 5, but then I realized, wait, why would I ever click the Genesis button when I have Sacred Heart or Godhead? They are just that strong, and they always are just that good. I feel very confident about that they're just that strong. And they're a lot stronger.
The thing with Sacred Heart is that there is never a time where it's bad.
Never.
Other items like Brimstone, there are items where Brimstone is a bit underwhelming compared to what you expect.
There are niche scenarios, and Knife too,
really
and Epic Fetus. You never do not want Sacred Heart. Never. And it's the same for Godhead. There are some items that Godhead doesn't get the aura from, so you might want to ignore some items. But that's not really a negative of Godhead. That's a negative of the item. And plus, if you have an item, you're never going to deny Godhead. That's stupid. It has homing and a damage up. Like, that's just stupid. It's homing at the end, at worst. It's the same thing for both of them. You never don't want to pick them up. For Brimstone, it's very niche at this point in Repentance. Like, they got rid of most of the anti-synergies for Brimstone. But it does happen. Sometimes you want to keep your tier spam build. It does happen. Maybe you don't want to have low range on a Mom's Knife run, right? You don't, like if you're doing a Delirium run, for example. With Epic Fetus, maybe you want to keep your tier spam build instead of waiting for the aiming, right? Sacred Heart, never is there a time you don't pick it up.
Sacred Heart is just so consistently good.
It's just always amazing, and it stacks with every single run, no matter what. I think it deserves top 5 for now, at least.
Oh, one thing, and I'm not even joking, one thing that I think does push it over to Godhead is I already thought that in terms of the actual damage, that it's better than Godhead, but I'm not kidding. The full heal and Red Heart container sometimes has clutched me. It is sometimes being extremely clutch. I'm not even kidding.
I don't care about that at all, but whatever.
Okay, it doesn't sound like much. Like when you get this high on the items, it's like whatever. But it is still an aspect that is very strong. Like full heal, Red Heart and full heal is.
I would not say very strong. At this point on the list, I actually think that is irrelevant. Irrelevant.
I'm saying it's usually it's usually pretty strong.
If you're a Red Heart character, and if you're struggling, and
it doesn't matter when you get this high. But it's still a thing that it just has, and it's good. Whenever you get use out of that full heal, it's really good.
Right.
I'm just saying it's an extra thing. Obviously, it's not the reason the item's good, The reason the item's good is homing and 2.3 times damage. But the full heal, don't sleep on it. The full heal can clutch you out like sometimes. It can do a lot.
We're not gonna get to Godhead for like another 2 streams. It looks like. What I will mention about Godhead really quickly, just because I see some people slandering Godhead. The realization that we had about Godhead is that Godhead probably saves more bad runs than Sacred does when you have less items. Sacred Heart just stacks better into the late game. But to be fair, they both carry early game, so I'm completely fine with Sacred Heart being above. I just don't think the difference is massive enough for people to actually change. I personally think Godhead and Sacred Heart are always tied to each other. I don't care which one's above or which one's lower. They need to be right next to each other, and I will always fight for that.
Yeah, I'm fine with them being next to each other. But I'm saying Sacred Heart is higher because I already think even without everything, it's slightly higher. And then the full heal is just like, why is this here?
It's just, I know a lot of people will be like, oh, well, Godhead stinks because the aura is underwhelming.
I also, one of the items that Mana has convinced me on a lot, you can go back to the Angel list and see what I thought of Godhead. Godhead's one of them. I did not realize how good Godhead was. I just didn't realize. I knew it was good, obviously. I didn't realize it was that good.
It's very, very good.
But Mana convinced me. It's really good.
Yeah, it was second on Angel list as well for good reason.
You convinced me to put it there because I was putting it lower. But you
I completely understand why Sacred Heart should be above it, but I just think they're so close. Like this, to me, they are so.
It's actually a lot. It's a lot closer than I thought.
To me, it's so close that it's comparable to the closeness of Brim and Knife for me, and I already think those two are extremely close. So yeah, Sacred Heart. There you go. That's awesome. Shoutouts. First top 5 item. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Now the next top 5 item.
Toothpicks. Actually, top 1.
This was the item that I was saying I need to do some testing on to see if it's in top 5. This might
This is the item you need to do testing on. I had to test the tears up in great detail.
It's the shot speed. I really want to know if that shot speed is like enough. Like.
It's comparable to Sacred Heart, man.
It's all hinging on the shot speed. I mean, Sacred Heart's a shot speed down, and this is a shot speed up, so it's already like...
Is this a higher tiers up than Sad Onion?
It's the same... Okay, it's literally just Wycode Hanger with shot speed on it, so it's slightly higher, and that's it.
Alright, let's move on. Holy Grail. It's HP and Flight, right? Plus Seraphim?
Yeah, HP and Flight. And it gives you Seraphim, yes, but like it's a bit redundant. You get the Soul Hearts out of the Seraphim, but you won't get
Insane.
Insane.
Wait, so it's literally just a health up. It's actually... I actually think it's just here.
Yeah, okay, and now we move on.
No, like actually though. Like it's just better than Eternal Heart.
I agree. We move on. It's Dead Dove. It's next to Spirit of the Night.
Yeah, because it's...
Except it's one position higher than Spirit of the Night, because Seraphim's just a better transformation than Life. Oh wait. Maybe my logic's flawed. Because we need to consider the context of how likely it is to get Seraphim or Leviathan.
You're actually right. Leviathan's easier to get. It's true.
Yeah, so it's actually like that.
True.
Okay, moving on.
So true.
Oh my god, it's Blood Rights. So this is the other item that we'll think of Insane for.
Oh shoot. Wait, what just happened? Oh no. Oh no.
Did you lose it? Or no? We'll never find it.
Wait, where'd it go?
Mostly Detrimental, which is very fitting. Let's just leave it there. No.
It's an active item. It deals damage to yourself and then does room damage, right?
Yeah, it's really bad.
This is like literally, it's worse Necronomicon in every single way. How much damage does this do? It still has the
razor, like 40 or something. It still has the Razor Blade thing that you can use it to get into curse rooms, and I think that's the main reason that Razor Blade is where it is. Razor Blade would be trash if it wasn't for the curse room thing, and this can do the curse room thing. So it feels wrong to me, but I think it needs to be, like, right below. But I could actually see a little bit lower on the tier, because I think Razor Blade has more general use. Like, if you want to Razor Blade in a boss fight to get some damage, I think that's relevant. But Blood Rights, like, when are you ever doing that in a boss fight to get damage? No, you aren't.
I think it definitely goes trash. I think Razor Blade has enough scenarios where it's actually useful, aside from the Cursed Room application. Without the Cursed Room application, I think it's here. Like, actually.
Probably right.
And with the Cursed Room application, I don't think it comes out of trash tier. I think it's the top of trash.
You're probably right. I just wonder if that means Razor Blade's too high.
Well, no, because I feel like I see the world where you have a lot of red hearts, and especially in like a in the boss rush room, or like just these long fights.
Boss rush is a good point. It's good into boss rush.
It's good into long fights. Like, well, no, it's fine into Hush or something like that too. Because if you have a lot of red hearts, you probably benefit more from razor blading your red hearts that are.
Right. Yeah, because Razor Blade after the first hit gives you it's only half a heart from that point onwards. Mm-hmm. So it's a bit easier to spam. Well, if you're spamming Blood Rights, it's actually not going to do that much damage into bosses.
Like the damage up. Let's say you have even just like 2 red hearts and you have like 8 soul hearts. You will definitely benefit more from getting the flat damage up and losing those 2 hits. I am very confident to say that. It is probably safer to get that extra damage than those extra 2 hits because you'll kill the boss faster.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, no, I agree. I think it's trash.
Oh, definitely. It's definitely trash. No question.
Guppy's Hairball.
So this is like we literally rank this as a Guppy item, and that's it.
Basically, it can block shots, but it isn't an orbital.
I tell you what, I would rank this. How I would buff this item is I think it should increase when it gets hit by shots.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually.
Like, why not? Like, even when it's max size, it's not like it's that good.
But yeah, it's going to be like semi-high, like, cause it's going to be in like B tier somewhere because it's a Guppy item, but
its actual effect is so irrelevant that I would actually put it in like E-. Like, it feels irrelevant enough to be comparable to Deadbird.
Probably put it in like E+, maybe D-. Probably.
I think you're overrating it. Does anybody actually use the Hairball?
Hairball blocks shots occasionally.
Again, the fact that it doesn't grow on tiers is very relevant because it's going to be minus size. Like, it's going to be the smallest it could possibly be against the Hush fight, for example. So
just swing it into Hush and then increase the size of it and take damage while you do that.
I'm gonna be honest, this item is so relevant to me that I didn't even know it increased in size when you just like hit the boss with it.
Get good, I guess. Did you know that, yeah, if you're transformed into Guppy, the Hairball spawns flies when you hit with it?
I did actually, because of the challenge.
Yeah, because of the challenge.
By the way, check out the challenge tier list.
True.
The challenge tier list is fire. Hold on. Anyway,
yeah, if Guppy's head is top of B-, then this needs to be in B- because it can't go above Guppy's head because Guppy's head is better.
But I feel like Guppy's head is actually solid for like.
No, I think Guppy's head is on the low end in terms of. I think what happens is I think we overrate Guppy's head in terms of the actual active part and not the 1-3 Guppy part. I think we overrate the active part because you take it because it's a third Guppy, and then it's like okay to have, and you end up.
Yeah, it's okay to have. Okay, to me, the flies are okay. They are okay at killing enemies. You know, the flies you spawn will probably kill like 1 to 2 enemies per room. It's a 1-room charge. I think it's fine. It's fine. Until you get another active item, it's fine to keep, right? And to me, that's all I care about. It does something, right? Its actual use. I actually do not value the use of this item at all. I think the blocking tiers is cap. I don't think it happens enough to actually be relevant.
I would take 1-3 Guppy over Luigi, the Spectral, with Luigi board. I would rather have 1-3 Guppy.
That is pretty accurate, I feel like. We could do that.
Would I rather have 1-3 Guppy over Mom's Purse? Maybe not.
No.
I think that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Anyway, Abel.
This is... okay, no matter how much damage it actually does, which I do not think is great, I think no matter what, it is definitely below the other familiars, like 100%. I actually think it might be comparable to Deadbird in terms of irrelevance. Yeah,
what you're not considering is that if you're Cane or Tainted Cane, it does 7.5 damage per shot.
Yo.
Instead of 3.5 per shot.
Insane.
That's a huge difference.
Insane difference.
Maybe it is just right there. Okay, fair enough. It's Abel, man. What is there to say about Abel?
Super Meat Boy fan. Fun fact, when I played Rebirth for the first time, I thought that this was Super Mario Bros. Fan.
This item is...
all stats up.
It's all stats.
What
full heal.
What is the damage up that it gives? What's the tiers up that it gives?
Let's see exactly what you get. Oh, I think that's the same as Halo. Hold on. Let me compare to Halo. I think it's actually the same.
It's actually the exact same, really.
The damage and tiers is. Yeah, the damage and tiers is the same. The +1 health is the same. The range is higher than Halo, which is not that relevant, but it is. The speed is less, actually. The speed is a little bit less. And it also is a full heal, and Halo is just a 1-heart heal. I would say it probably is just right there then. Is it high? Is the full heal enough to make it... I actually, yeah, I do unironically value the full red heart heal sometimes.
I don't think it's enough to move it up a place, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The thing is, the higher up you get in the list, those minor effects just do not equal a higher placement.
You are kind of right. They can break ties, like it would break a tie over Halo.
Exactly. No, I agree. Like, if these had the exact same stats, obviously this goes higher because of the full heal.
I would say Halo's stats are very slightly better. I think I would rather have the slight extra speed than the slight extra range. However, I think the full heal does bump it over Halo. But I think that's it.
If that's the case, I actually think Halo should be above.
No, it's only 0.1 speed difference.
Yeah, that's fine, whatever.
And you're losing 1 range.
Pyro, 99 bombs. It's definitely immediately at least above Skeleton Key. I think having 99 bombs is vastly more useful than having 99 keys. Yeah, it's way better than having 99 keys. I'm just saying because they're, they give 99 of an item. Just having 99 bombs, like, it is basically infinite bombs, but the funny thing about this is that you could actually use all these bombs.
You actually can. I find that you get it and you're like, oh, I can bomb everything. I'm going to check for crawl spaces. And then suddenly you have no bombs left.
Bombs are just really useful. You could spam them. They're good into bosses. The thing is, when I get an item like this, I actually start using bombs on bosses. I do not use bombs on bosses typically, but when I get this, I do. It's kind of like having a golden bomb for every floor. For a bit. Like I said, you can run out, but it's fine. You find all the secret rooms. You just have infinite, like, not infinite, but you have so many bombs. I actually think it might be better than damage ups. Is that crazy?
I'm not against it. I think it makes enough sense.
I mean, it's just a lot of bombs. You are gaining items that you couldn't have gained before. Like, I guarantee you, in a normal run, you cannot get every secret room. Like, you just can't. Like, either you miss the secret rooms and you just run out of bombs, like, you just don't have enough bombs to find all the secret rooms. With this, you probably won't. Like, you'll always have enough bombs to find all the secret rooms, so you're actually just getting more items. In every tinted rock, in every single situation where you need a bomb, this will do it.
All of that to lose everything to the bomb beggar.
It's so true. I've had this so many times and wasted every bomb to the bomb beggar. It's so upsetting. God, I hate the bomb beggar.
It's weird because Lord of the Pits here, it's like I would have these flight items higher. Like, I would definitely take flight over bombs, but it's like...
But is that accurate though? Like, this is 99 bombs. It's funny because we have the 10 bombs all the way down here, but I think it's such a massive difference. The reason why this feels so much stronger than that is because, like, you use your bombs and then you're still gonna gain those bombs back. You just have you just have so many bombs that when you use 10 bombs in a floor, you'll just gain, like, let's say 4 bombs back that floor. And then guess what? You're at 94 bombs for the next floor. Like, the few bombs that you get every floor is basically gonna make it somewhat infinite. Whereas 10 bombs, you're just gonna go through those 10 bombs and it is what it is.
Well, no, I'm just saying that flight is good for, like, clearing rooms and stuff.
Yeah. I think you definitely...
and the mark are better. I would say...
I think you definitely get more benefit, like more pickups and more just stuff out of bombs than you do out of flight. And I don't even think it's close, actually.
Again, we just have flight in very different positions, because I would have flight, like, way higher up in this tier.
But, like, how could you argue that, though? Like, you definitely get more stuff than bomb with the extra bombs.
I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing that flight gives you consumables, and it helps in rooms, while bombs...
Yeah, but bombs do, too. You can bomb through doors now, like, super free. You can... I mean, hell, you can use bombs against enemies at this point. I don't know how often that would be, but...
Yeah, but I think that flight just for combat is better. And then also, you're still getting a lot of consumables with your flight. It's not 99 bombs, but it's still a lot of consumables.
Anyway, where do you want to put it?
Anyway, I think a bit further down this tier, I think it's the right tier for it. I'm just thinking... I'm looking at, like, 9 volt. Would I rather have this or 9 volt? That's hard.
It depends. I think 99 bombs is always very nice to have. Whereas 9 volt, if you don't have a solid active item to make use of it, then, you know...
I think the pact is 100% better. I'm not sure about...
If you think it's below these two, then that's fine by me.
I think that makes sense.
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
That's fine. Dollar bill. Okay, so it's funny because we ranked the Rainbow Baby this low. I actually think this item is super good. This is definitely a feeling kind of beat, but it's mostly detrimental for sure. No, I don't know. It just always feels like the moment I pick this up, I'm actually steamrolling. And I don't know if that's just like high roll or not. I just feel like when you have no tier effects, this is just so obviously like a massive upgrade.
I also feel like I pick up this item and it feels pretty good. Let me read out which items it has in rotation, and I've already realized, you will realize why it's good. It has 8-inch nails, 2020, Apple, Ball of Tar, Continuum, Cricket's Body, Dark Matter, Dead Eye, Death's Touch, Euthanasia, Explosivo, Eye of Belial, Firemind can't be bad, Holy Light, Iron Bars, whatever, Little Horn, Lost Contact, Mom's Contacts, Mom's Eyeshadows, whatever, Mom's Perfume, Mutant Spider, My Reflection, Mysterious Liquid, Number 1, Luigi Board, Parasitoid, Proptosis, Pupilla Duplex, which is basically just Spectral, Rubber Cement, Sagittarius, which is Piercing, Scorpio, which is Poison, Sinus Infection, Why Speedball in here? What? That is not fitting. Why Speedball here? Spoonbender, Inner Eye, Parasite, Saturn, that's like whatever as well, why Saturn here? The Wiz, that was bad, and Tough Love. A lot of those I listed were very good items.
Right, I'm wondering, okay, I want it to be at least comparable to Tough Love. I don't know, Tough Love is really good, and it's consistent. So it's hard for me to just flat out say that it's better than that. But I feel like some of the effects of the random tiers are just so massive. Okay, I don't know exactly how this works. So if you roll into Tough Love, for example, are all your shots then tiers, or is it just the same like chance for Tough Love?
I'm pretty sure it's as if you had Tough Love, so it will like be luck based. Pretty sure.
See, I think if I'm being fair, it has to be below because the consistency.
Oh no, placenta theorem's coming in. There's a placenta theorem on this. While not directly a tier effect, $3 bill can rotate through Lucky Foot, which may be used to take only positive pills.
What?
So if you have
wait, why does it have Lucky Foot? That makes no sense.
If you use the tears down pill, for example, and you have an identified pill that's negative, you can hold on to that negative pill, and eventually it will turn into a positive pill, briefly. And in that window, you can use it.
Wait, I actually didn't know that. I don't think that that's placenta theorem. I actually think you could just hold a pill until you see in the bottom right.
So what won't work is that you don't know when you have Lucky Foot active unless you can get a negative pill and show that it turns into a positive pill. So if you have an unidentified pill, you can't Lucky Foot it because
that's true.
It's unidentified.
That's true.
You know what you could do? The first time you find a negative pill, when you re-find that negative pill, hold on to it.
Yeah, hold on to it and then wait until it says the positive effect.
No, you don't even have to use it for the positive effect. It might be something mediocre. It might be like X-Lax turns into something that's wrong or something like that, right? It's like whatever, like you don't care about something's wrong. But you hold on to this X-Lax and you have other unidentified pills in your floor, and when your X-Lax turns into a something's wrong, you drop it and pick up the other pills and use those. And now those pills will be positive, even though they were unidentified.
You know what? That's a strat, by the way. I actually do think it's better than Tough Love. And my reasoning behind that is that I think this is going to save a bad run.
Someone has a way better way of what I was just trying to do. Someone just said you can notice the luck up. Yeah, you can just look at your luck stats.
That's what I've been trying to say this whole time, Turt. You just see the positive effect. Like, it's not that complicated. It really is not that complicated.
I don't think you said the positive luck.
What do you mean?
You can see the luck up that
yeah, from Luckfoot, yeah. So you just wait until that shows up.
You don't need a negative pill already.
Yeah.
You can do it on
You can just wait until you get the luck up from Luckfoot.
Yeah. No, I would still say the bit placenta theorem because this means that you have to wait on every pill until Lucky Foot happens. To be
not necessarily. You could just like hold the basically until you find another. Like if you don't have another card that you're saving, you could just hold it until you see it. Like it's not. This is not exactly placenta theorem. Like you could play the game and just like do it whenever you see it, right?
Yeah.
But the placenta theorem, you only think it's so high, assuming you wait after every single floor for your health bar to fill up. It's completely different. You could still play the game and still make use of that strat. Okay, anyway, my argument for this item being above Tough Love is that I think this is going to save way more bad runs than Tough Love will. Because on pickup, Tough Love is good, but it's not like... I don't think it's a game changer. Whereas I feel like if you have a bad run, I think the $3 bill can absolutely save a bad run. I don't think Tough Love really saves a bad run, unless you're lost.
Another thing, actually. Okay, you get a different effect every 2 to 3 seconds. So they're only active for a short amount of time, but it actually selects 2 of the effects. So all of those items are listed out, you get 2 of them at a time.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
The chance that you have something good is quite high. Like, a lot of the items I mentioned were a brown Tough Love level or better. Like, they were good items.
And you get 2 of them.
At a time.
That's actually... So I completely forgot about the 2 items. It's definitely better than Tough Love, and it's not even close. So I think Tough Love is only better if you're the lost, because obviously Perfection Tough Love is just really good. But even then, is that true? Because if you're lost, right, don't most of the effects have luck-based effects? So aren't you getting 2 Perfection-based effects at once?
A lot of these effects actually aren't that good. Apple's good, Tough Love is good, Parasitoid is really good. But a lot of these are like...
They're more just like...
not based on luck.
Okay.
Like Little Horn isn't... Firemind is in rotation, and as a loss, that could be scary.
Yeah.
With Perfection. That could actually blow you up.
Honestly, with $3 bill, I just stay far away, assuming I always have Flaming Mind, so it doesn't really affect me.
Yeah.
The play with this is just to assume you always have Fire Mind, and you're just fine. You just stay far away.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's better than Tough Love. I actually don't even think it's close. In fact, I really completely forgot that it was 2 effects at once. I actually think it's better than... I definitely think it's better than Piercing, but I think Piercing's lower. Is it better than Bloodlust? Is that a crazy take? I think it might be.
The weird thing is, I was not expecting this item to be this high, but I have to agree with it. It actually, like, the Lucky Foot thing as well.
That's true. I mean, hell, since you see the luck, you could even freaking... It's so weird that it turns into Luckfoot. But because you could just see the luck stat, you could actually just, like, play arcade machines with it.
Yeah, you only have it for around 2 to 3 seconds, so you can hit the fortune machine once in that time.
Insane. Insane. Okay, no, but yeah, I definitely think it's more run saving than Bloodlust because it works on every character. On the Lost, it's really good because of perfection. Not better than Tough Love with Lost specifically, but on all characters, I definitely think it's a lot better. It actually might be more run saving than Polyphemus. Is that crazy?
Why is this item like so good?
It gives 2 solid tier effects. Is it better than Tech?
This feels wrong.
Okay,
crazy.
But unironically though, when you pick this up, don't you just feel like you've just won? Like, it's kind of weird, but like, you just get so much more power. Even though it's random.
Someone in chat said $3 bill is one of the items that I hate to see, but once I pick it up, it actually seems really good for some reason.
It does. No, it actually does. I think the reason why it's so strong is specifically because it gives 2 effects. I was wondering why it felt so strong to me, but it's so true. It's because of the 2 effects stacked on top of each other. You're effectively getting 2 items at once. And all
it's lucky foot if you're optimal. It's literally all positive pills. Like, okay, PhD for all positive pills. Because Lucky Foot has the machines. I think the machines with this is a bit unreasonable, but the pills is reasonable. PhD is all positive pills, and that's in A tier. It also gives effects that are like similar level to Tough Love, and that's also in A minus, like in a similar position. But it's both of those. It's 2 items.
It's 2 items. It has Eye of Belial, so it could have piercing. It has homing sometimes. I think it might be better than technology. I don't think it goes better than Dr. Fetus, because Dr. Fetus, it doesn't have a bomb effect that could like blow through doors and stuff like that and have infinite bombs. But I think it has more run saving potential than Tech. Tech is piercing.
Have we lost it, Mana?
We might have lost it, but hear me out though. My logic is sound. With $3 bill, you have so much more DPS than Tech, and that's just true. Like, Tech has consistent piercing for sure and good synergies, but $3 bill will actually just give you so much more DPS that it'll save a bad run more than Tech.
Let's go into game with this. Let's just sanity check, okay? Let's sanity
check real quick. This is so funny, bro. This is so funny.
$3 bill. I'm also going to give myself... how do I spawn a pill in? I'm just going to give myself mob spawn all the pills. And we're just going to like look at my luck stat, and then I'm going to instantly... Oh, I think it went up for a second, but then it... I went into a room and it like reset it. So I was like, I got Parasite right now.
Like, you get the Dark Matter, you get a damage up. Yeah, like, you just get DPS. The size, that's piercing! And the Eye of Belial's in there too. Homing's in there. Like, and this happens all the time.
Busted?
It is busted early. No, it actually is busted early game. And it's solid late game.
I have Rubber Cement. It's kind of good.
Like, this is one item, and you're just, like, kind of stomping through these rooms.
Oh, Gurgling's the hardest boss in the game. I hate Gurgling.
Insane. Yo, Euthanasia running up. But yeah, I mean, Euthanasia is a really good perfection item as well.
I've been... Okay, I walked into the creep because I keep looking at my luck stats trying to notice when it goes up, and I'm barely looking at the game. The first room that I played with this, I almost got hit to those, like, really easy enemies because I was looking at my luck stat the entire time.
I don't know, man. Look at that, the charm. It was insane. And you got a quad shot? Oh my god. I don't know, man. It's pretty freaking good.
Right, let's go to a later floor. Let's go to let's give Pentagram. Let's give some damage. Like, let's just have a standard run. Give wire code. Like, let's just
because if you have no tier effects, this just effectively just always gives you 2 tier effects, and that'll stack really good with a normal run. Look, you got Fire Mind here. Yeah, but it's good. Like, again, as long as you're playing at a
shot from that brain.
Fire Mind's really good. I think if you get hit by it like constantly, then that's just skill issue. It actually is. Like, it's so easy to avoid Fire Mind. Like, I don't consider that a negative at all for a $3 bill.
How did I get hit? I'm bad at the game.
Euthanasia was good there.
I got Euthanasia and it just killed the enemies. I think my luck went up again as I went into a different room. I think this happened again. I will get the lucky photo. It will happen. I'm bad at the game.
Look at that! That holy shot was insane! It killed everything!
And now I have sides.
It actually is just a DPS up, though.
Maybe we're not crazy. Maybe it's actually just good.
I think it's definitely worthy. I actually think it is better than technology. I don't think it's better than Dr. Fetus, though.
Oh wait, I got my luck. Oh no, I have permanent luck up. I literally just waited, I noticed the luck up, and then I got that pill.
Well, hey, there you go. You did it in the short testing time, which honestly, it's not that crazy. This does not need to follow placenta theorem because
it took 2 minutes.
Yeah,
so, like, how many pills are you actually gonna
The thing is that your tiers, your effects change every what, 2 seconds, right? 2-3 seconds.
3 seconds, yeah.
So yeah, it happens consistently enough that it's not even really placenta theorem. Like, you just see your luck up go, and then boom, pop the pill. It
Oh my
is.
god, that pill! Wait, it happened again! Did you see that? I used that
I wasn't
pill.
in. I
So
wasn't in,
firstly,
no.
that proved that luck up pill I took with the PhD that was unidentified, that was actually a luck down. But not only that, as soon as I used it, it turned into a luck up again. I just got another luck up.
Insane!
So this actually already gave me 2 luck ups from
You got
PhD.
2 luck ups from holding $3 bill. Like, flat. It's actually Luckfoot in disguise.
It's actually Luckfoot.
That's actually crazy. Because, again, like, this does not feel like placenta theory to me. Because you can just hold the pill. And then, like, do the floor until it happens. I think it is above technology and we keep it there.
It's so weird.
It is weird,
So
and it feels
weird.
wrong, but at the same time, it feels right.
It's right. It's directly above regular dollar bill right now, like vertically.
That is awesome. We must keep it like this forever.
Satisfying.
It's satisfying to my OCD, so that's why it's there.
I would say this requires DPS testing, but I don't even know how you DPS test this. Yeah, it'd be very inconsistent. You just
Yeah.
I don't know. It might not be as consistently good DPS-wise as technology, but if we can even compare it, and also it's sometimes Luckyfoot. Like Luckyfoot is where it is, and PhD is where it is, just for the positive pill effects and no DPS.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
this is
and this is
pills
that.
plus DPS.
it's definitely at least above Luckyfoot, I think.
I think it has to be. As I think because it is positive pills plus DPS, it just has to be where it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's actually right, and it's crazy. I did not think this item would be top of A-, but I think it's correct? Question mark? Have we lost it?
The later men are convinced.
I-
Have
We lost it.
I don't think
Wait,
I've lost it.
make
Every single time I pick this up, it is so noticeable. It is actually game changing. It sounds stupid, but it actually is. I do
I'm always
just
like,
think
oh,
it's
this is what I
really
want.
good.
And I pick it up as good. And I forgot about the Luckyfoot thing, so I haven't even been doing that optimization. I'm definitely gonna do that.
Oh yeah, that's so easy. I haven't been doing that either. But I think its DPS
So,
up
like-
is really good. But it looks like most people are saying no, later men are throwing. I don't know. I think chat's thinking a similar way to like how we think. Because I also do not feel like it's comparable. Like when it comes to feeling. But like when I think about it logically, I actually do just think it's better than tech. You know what? I'm kind of okay with tech being above. Because the consistency, I think the max range also helps tech a lot. Because technically, the $3 bill doesn't really have the range unless you roll, what's it called? The purple tiers? I forget what they're called.
Continuum, yeah.
Continuum tiers, yeah. I am actually okay because of synergies and max range and piercing, like consistently. I'm okay to put tech above.
That makes sense. But now it's not directly above dollar, so unplayable.
There you go.
No, put it back. No, not like this.
We can just do
Not
that.
like this.
There you go. There you
No,
go.
no. Put shadows back where it belongs.
No,
Stop.
no. This is deserved, actually.
Nah, no.
Hey, there you go. Just like it
No,
deserves.
Mana, don't do it. Don't do it, Mana. Mana,
right.
stop. Stop, Mana.
Okay, Telepathy for Dummies.
what's
Hey,
the-
Telepathy for Dummies is really good. We ranked this before.
Yeah, it's good. I think this is one of the better. I mean, homing's really good, and it's a 2-room charge item, so it's free to use in big rooms. And homing is good in big rooms because there's more room.
At the very least, it is better than Book of Belial. Because we've already determined that in a previous list.
It's also better than Monster Manuel.
I agree.
I honestly think this item is like B+ active. Am I crazy? Have I lost it?
2-room charge homing. It is very good. And it'll...
You get 9 volt, and this is now Spoonbender. In an
It actually is spoon better with 9 volt is the crazy. Granted, you have to... Obviously, there's the opportunity cost of losing your active slot.
Yeah.
But
But homing's really good.
homing is very good. I mean, it's as high
Homing
as
for
it
the
is for a
final boss
reason.
at least.
In most rooms.
And quite a lot of rooms you can use it, yeah.
It's hard because it does use an active slot. And I don't think it's really comparable to Book of Shadows at all. It's weird because with active items, the White Pony is an exception because, like, obviously it has flight and everything. I feel like it's hard for an active item to go in B+. Because, like, this is kind of the split-off point, I feel like, where active items are just not... They either have to be good enough to
They need to
warrant...
they need to meet the...
They need to
be
meet
good
the
enough to
minimum. They need to meet the minimum requirement, which is, I'd say, like Book of Shadows, to keep the entire run. And I don't think Telepathy for Dummies is that.
I think Telepathy for Dummies is very often an active that I end up keeping.
You can,
Never
but I
gets
think
settled.
it's because you don't find anything better, which is fine. But I don't think.
True.
I just think like it is good. Like there's no doubt. Like it's homing. And it's obviously bookworm, but you know all the books have bookworm.
I feel like it's like high B minus at least. It's definitely better than. Okay, well, Guppy's head has Guppy on it, but yeah, actually, Guppy's that's not comparable.
Yeah, Guppy is too good is the problem.
Yeah. Okay, maybe this is like comparable to deck of cards then.
I'm more okay with that. I actually think I could even put it above deck of cards.
I think so. It's also a third bookworm, which helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It is just really good for early game, and it's good late game. If it's fine, like okay, well no, it is actually still good late game. Like it just is, but it's not like.
What's bothering me? I think Spectral is too high. Luigi.
It might be.
I feel like Luigi probably needs to go like below Pony. Like I think
are you
ID
talking
bag
about?
deck cards.
It's also a Tears Up. It's Tears Up plus Spectral though.
Yeah, it's not that much tiers, I don't think.
But it's like it's a DPS up plus Spectral.
That's not terrible in terms of tiers.
Let's just do that.
Yeah, that's fine actually. That's fine.
I'm okay with this Telepathy for Dummies spot. I feel like this is accurate.
I think that makes sense. Okay.
I'm also okay with putting it above Guppy's Hairball, but maybe it's just because I don't like Guppy's Hairball.
Would I rather have a third Guppy or Telepathy?
Telepathy also gives you Bookworm.
I could see it. Don't just move deck of cards. I don't think deck of cards is, but I can see maybe Telepathy. Maybe. I'm not sure.
That's fair enough.
I mean, that's fine. We can leave it like that.
Okay. Schmeat.
Okay, it's minor damage up and it's health. So, how much damage is it? It's really not much.
Is it half as much as a normal damage up?
Plus 0.3, which is the same as Charm of the Vampire.
That is really bad.
But it's a health up. So it's definitely above, like, stem cells and everything. I think... actually, isn't this the same as Stigmata? I think it's the same as Stigmata. Like, I think it's actually exact same. Let me check. It is. It is exactly the same as Stigmata. Okay, wait. So we need to do the tiebreaker. Which one has a better spin down effect? Okay, this is important.
No. More importantly, does Meat have binge eater effect?
No, it doesn't.
Damn it.
What is Stigmata's spin down? Stigmata spins down into Remote Detonator, but Meat spins down into Telepathy for Dummies, which is higher on the tier list. Therefore,
Let's go,
yes.
Schmeat. Let's go,
Yeah.
Schmeat. Let's go.
8 Ball. I really like the buff to this item. Is it a cool
Planetarium chance, and it gives shot speed. Whoop-de-doo. Doesn't it also drop a card?
buff? Yes, it drops a card. But yeah, the buff was that Planetariums exist now, and this can give you Planetarium chance.
How much
Or it doesn't
Planetarium
give you
chance is it again?
It is 15%.
It's not bad.
And that's like not even skipping an item room. Like, you just get 15%.
Detrimental, I don't
you
want
just get
Planetariums. No, hear me out. This leads to Neptunus. Insane.
Top 5.
Honestly. I just want to put this out there, because I know we're not going to get to it for a million years. I had a realization that I think Neptunus is actually high insane. Is that crazy?
Maybe.
Because, like, the crazy thing about Neptunus is that it actually stacks with Tears Ups. Like, it's past tier cap at base, and then it'll stack with more Tears Ups and damage. And tier effects, obviously.
Yeah, it might be A+, like a bunch of other damage multiplier types. I need to see what its damage is compared to stuff like Mutant Spider.
Right.
But yeah,
Anyway.
It might be low insane. I don't think it's high insane. Anyway.
I think it might be. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know where to put this. Where do you want to put it? It's kind of
This
weird.
is having this feel like you are going to find a planetarium, and I agree. I feel like you almost always get a planetarium with this. Okay, it depends. If you get it really late, if you find this really late, you're not going to get a planetarium. But if you find it early enough,
You'll find it early enough because you'll find it early enough because it's a boss item.
Yeah. Whether or not this is good is based on if you get a planetarium. If you don't get a planetarium, it's like kind of garbage. But I do feel like you get a planetarium like often enough. I feel like C tier makes sense. I think it's better than the C minus like HP ups. I would rather have this because like the chance to get a planetarium is decent. But then it's not quite like I would rather have a tiers up. I think because the tiers up is just like benefit right now that is guaranteed.
Oh, definitely.
So I think C plus is the right range for this. I don't know where in C plus.
I actually think I would put it at the very bottom of C+, because I actually was thinking
Very-
C-. I don't really... Okay, it's kind of hard to explain, but, like, it just feels like an item that leads to another possibility of something happen. Because, I mean, like you said, it's still possible for you to not get the planetarium even with this. And that sucks. Then it's literally just a useless item.
I mean, shot speed though.
Shot speed, though. That card is going to be
They put it below
insane.
Stigmata and Meat. Actually, that might be right. Maybe it's below Stigmata and Meat.
I actually think it could even be below Charm of the Vampire. I don't
think
even
it-
like Charm of the Vampire.
I think that goes there. Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Mom's coin purse.
I feel like at the point where this actually is okay is early game. Like, it's fine. You get this from like an early game boss, and like you unveil a bunch of pills instantly. It's fine. It's random pills. Obviously, combines really good if you do have like PhD or Luckfoot. I mean, hell, if you're Kane, this item is really cracked. I think it's probably more benefit, honestly, than the chance of a planetarium. Is that crazy?
I disagree. I think the planetarium's definitely better.
Yeah, you might be right, but it's not. It doesn't equal a planetarium at all times.
I'm saying the chance. I would rather take the gamble on the planetarium than take the gamble on the pills.
You might be right. I don't think it's worse than an HP up. I really don't.
I think it is worse than an HP up. I actually think this is like...
It's good on every character. It is actually really good on Kane, but that's just one character.
I think this is whatever a lot of the time. I would definitely rather have HP for sure. Can you scroll down a little bit? I need to see the lower tiers.
You actually might be right.
Would I rather... I think I would just rather have like a speed upgrade. And I would rather have... Now, range is trash. This might be a D+.
Maybe you're actually right. Maybe I was overrating it. I think I'm thinking of high rolls specifically. I mean, unveiling pills is always nice, but it probably goes around here. Is that fair?
I think maybe a bit lower. I think I'd rather have the bomb items.
I actually agree.
Maybe this is D-, actually. Like high D-. Or it could be low D+.
Below the range ups and no lower.
I think it's higher than the range ups.
Okay.
I hate the range. Range sucks. The pills will get me range. Trust.
Trust. That's fine. Okay, Squeezy.
So
literally like high tier boss pool item. Who doesn't love a good Squeezy? You get 2 soul hearts,
I mean,
you get
Squeezy's
tears
great,
up.
it's 2 soul hearts, and the tier rate is not that good. It's like half of a sad onion, but it's 2 soul hearts.
I actually didn't realize it was that much worse than a sad onion.
It's plus 0.4 tiers, and sad onion is plus 0.7. Only slightly over half.
2 soul hearts is so
Yeah,
nice
cool.
though. I feel like at the point where you get it, it's actually like the 2 soul hearts are more benefit than the extra tier rate.
Yeah, I would say it is. I would say it's comparable to the tiers ups because of the 2 soul hearts. It makes up the difference.
Right.
I would actually say Luigi board is plus 0.5, which isn't that much better than 0.4. And I would rather have 2 soul hearts than Spectral. So I think, yeah. Now, would I rather have deck of cards or Squeezy?
I think Squeezy.
I agree, and I think it's right there. Okay.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I'd rather have Squeezy than the chance at Guppy. You get tears
No,
and
I
2
think-
soul hearts. 2 soul hearts are
think
so
Guppy
good.
item,
Soul hearts are so good, bro. Trust.
I think I would take a Guppy item.
It depends on the context. In a devil run, maybe, but not all the time.
I think I would take a Guppy item.
So if, okay, you have no Guppy items. You're floor 4. You take the Hairball over Squeezy.
Depends how much health I have. If I'm low on soul hearts, I take Squeezy. If I am high enough on soul hearts, like I have like 2 or 3, I'm taking Hairball.
Squeezy is just so nice. Like, you pick it up, and then you get extra health and some tears ups. Like,
I feel like if we're ranking soul hearts that well, then Super Bandage probably has to go up.
I think there's a massive difference between 2 red heart containers and soul hearts. Because what, you get 1 red heart and 2 soul hearts? Is that how this works?
Yeah.
I see the argument. Like, I think these are pretty comparable. Like, I could actually see this above this, but no higher.
Why do you value Squeezy soul hearts so much and not the Super Bandage soul hearts?
Context. I know we shouldn't rank context, but a lot of times you get Squeezy from a boss, well, you will get it from a boss pool, and then the Devil Deal spawns, and you might need those soul hearts to actually play the Devil Deal.
Super Bandage also spawns from boss pool.
Does it really? I guess that's fair. I don't know what it is. Squeezy just feels so much better. Is it just because of the tears?
Maybe it is from the tiers, because I think the tiers is probably better than the HP.
I feel like that is significantly better enough to be a whole tier.
The thing with soul hearts, which make it weird, is that soul hearts, any item that gives soul hearts is like kind of high priority if you are low on soul hearts.
Also, Squeezy drops the soul hearts on the floor, which is just better.
That is true.
How about we just
I
leave
would
it here and move on?
I would put Bandage up a little bit in the tier it's in. Like, I would put Bandage maybe higher than Blood Bag as well.
I would argue that means Raw Liver has to go with it.
No, because I think soul hearts, when you need soul hearts, are more important.
They are, but you could also need red hearts.
But I think you need soul hearts more often.
Well, that's why I agree
Like,
that it's right. I agree with it being right above it, but it's not significant enough for them to be separated.
Super Bandage plays a unique sound, making it S tier. That's a very good point.
Good point, actually. Pause. How about we just do this?
I guess I'm fine with it. I'm just thinking it's like... No, I'm not sure like about the Guppy's hairball thing. I could see it. It just does... It feels wrong. I think maybe it is below, actually. Never mind. I think we just move on.
Jesus Juice. Range and damage. Minimal damage, though, right?
Jesus Juice is plus 0.5 damage and plus 1.5 range. No one cares about range. It's 0.5 damage. 0.5 damage is not much. What is the equivalent damage? Let me check. I actually think I already did the comparison. This is like... DPS is basically the same as a Sad Onion, but this gives range as well. It feels weird
Okay.
being higher than That feels wrong.
I think it is higher than the tiers because I think just increasing your damage stat is better than increasing your tier stat because tiers can cap.
That being said, the DPS numbers are the same at base. There's something important to consider. If you have damage ups already, the damage will the plateaus. But if you have tiers ups already and you haven't hit cap yet, then tiers ups are more effective.
But it's kind of like they kind of just cancel each other out, I feel like. If anything, I feel like the plateauing is fine, whereas capping makes it pointless. So I think actually that just furthers my point that Jesus Juice is higher for sure.
I guess I need to apply the range as well, though. I think if it was just 0.5 damage, I'd say tiers is better. But it's also got range.
Well, yeah, the range is obvious. I mean,
yeah, so I think the range makes it higher. Barely. I think it's very close. Okay. The last item before the rebirth items start. And it's an insane one. It's a coin, a key, a bomb, a heart, a card, / a rune, a pill, and a trinket.
insane.
Insane. It's kind of whatever. It's one of the lower tier items.
I feel like it's close to Pageant Boy, but lower.
I think it's better. I think you're getting a bomb, you're getting a key, you're getting a trinket, you're getting a card. I think there's some better stuff in there.
You always get a trinket?
Yeah.
That's fair. You actually, you know what? I think that gives me more benefit than Magneto then.
It's better than Mom's Coin Purse. I think it is. I think I'd rather have, it's 1 pill. Mom's Coin Purse is 4 pills. So you're basically comparing 3 pills to a card, a trinket, a bomb, a key, a coin, and a heart. I think I would rather have all of that.
Yeah, I actually agree. You're right.
In fact, I think this might have to be D+. Barely.
You're actually right. The trinket is pretty massive too. Trinkets are rare.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of dud trinkets. There are a lot of trinkets that just do nothing. But there's also some very, very good trinkets. So
Hear me out. We put it above Bob's Rotten Head just to annoy Bob's Rotten Head enjoyer.
I was thinking the same thing. It's not. But maybe it's above Compass. I think it's next to Compass.
We can leave it right here.
I think that's fine.
I'm cool with
I think
that.
that's fine. And that's it. We're done.